Hi, welcome to my October online card class. Today we're going to be playing with the Peaceful Garden Suite collection. My name is Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, so welcome. So if you're there, jump online and say hi. I'm just going to check my emails because I normally get an email saying I've gone live. So I'll just wait and see what's going on. And I do have the young fellow next door doing, yes, I've gone live. Great. I've got the young man next door doing something in his new wonderful shed, making some noise with some compressor type tool. I have closed my window down to a fraction, but I want to keep it open because I want to breathe. So let me know when you've jumped on. Maybe before I do anything, I shall do some housekeeping. There we go. Oh, hi Leslie. Hi Elizabeth. Welcome. Hi Marilyn. I've just said I've got the young man next door doing something in his new marvellous wonderful shed with some sort of compressor. So if you can hear that, I apologise. He's got both roller doors up and he's doing something in there and it just keeps going. And I've closed my window down to about this much, but I just need a little bit open for the fresh air. So I apologise for that noise if you can hear it. It does sort of stop from time to time, so I have no idea what he's doing. I just said to my husband, I said, it makes me realise what a painful neighbour we've been, because my husband is known to do things like that, and maybe that's why we've moved 3 times in our marriage. Who knows? Oh, look, he stopped now, but it'll start again. But it's peaceful when it stops. Anyway, all right, so we're going to play with the Peaceful Garden Suite collection today, and we're going to make 5 cards. So heads up. Hi, Margaret. I hope you got on well the other day at the dentist. I don't like the dentist, but that's okay. They're a necessary evil, really, aren't they? So we're going to play with the Peaceful Garden Suite collection, and we are going to make 5 cards. So I'm giving you a heads up that this class goes for an hour to an hour and a half because we're making 5 cards. And I tend to go, hi, Kerry. Hi, Janine. I tend to go a little bit slower as we make them, so that's why it's a longer video. So heads up, if you don't want to hang around for that long, you can cut out whenever you want. So the only colour ink pad you really need today is Secret Sea. Now if you don't own Secret Sea, you could supplement it for Night of Navy, or you could supplement it for Misty Moonlight or Black Memento. So any of those will work with these cards, but Secret Sea is the one I'm using in the class. But if you want to supplement it with others, Night of Navy, Mr. Moonlight or Black Memento would work. Hi Kerry. Thanks all for hopping on. So let's go down to the craft decks. Now I haven't got my lamp on and I don't have a piece of grid paper. I've got my glass mat, so if it's too glary I can grab a piece of grid paper. So let's have a look. Oh, I don't think it's too glary. I think it's okay. Anyway, I can always put a bit of grid paper down there. Alright, first things first. The awesome joining promotion is running for the month of running for the month of October. I personally think this one is the better deal. If you've already got a lot of crafting supplies, you don't need to do this one. Oh no, Margaret, that's not good. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh dear. Oh well, just try and forget about it for an hour or so now. I hope you've got your cuppa. I've got my cuppa here, my green tea that's too hot to drink at the moment, so maybe I'll get into it in a little while. I think this one is the better offer, especially if you've already got a lot of crafting supplies and you've got like a cut emboss machine or a big shot or something like that, a die cutting machine. I think this one's the better offer. For $60 you get $235 worth of products. You get a whole lot of business supplies, and the postage and handling is free. You don't have to pay any postage and handling. You would then go on and continue to get a 20% discount on all products that you order after that. You do not have to run classes or do videos. So if you just want to get a discount on your craft supplies, and let's face it, that's why most of us joined in the to start with. Hi Lorraine, thanks for hopping on. I think that's a great deal. So if you're thinking about doing that, or that appeals to me, appeals to you, I'm happy to talk to you. You can talk to me about it, and I'm happy to help you out. So that's just the only business of today. So let's get started. I'm using a swag of products today. Mainly it's the Peaceful Garden Suite. Let me just grab my, and I bet you it's not on that page. Of course it's not. Of course it's not. It's on another page. Let me find it. No, that's not it. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. Here it is. Here it is. It's on page 32 and 33 in your mini catalogue. And it's a really beautiful suite, and it's blues. So I'm always a sucker for blues. I love blues. So this is your stamp set. It's just sentiments only, and it's not just Christmas. It's for thinking of you and sympathy, heartfelt prayers with deeper sympathy. I like this one, All the Best in Your New Adventure. That's a nice one too. And it's got these dies with the dubs. It's got some shimmer paper, glimmery paper. It's got this beautiful embossing folder. These Hues of Blues flowers. Beautiful ribbon. I don't think I used any of the ribbon on these cards. I'm pretty sure I didn't, but there is beautiful ribbon. And the designer series paper. So it's a beautiful sweet collection, and that's what we're playing with today. Plus a few other things. Okay, so let's start. Now, if you've got a card pack from me, you'll have little post-it notes with the numbers on them, because I just tend to do that. And if you open up your card and get it out of the envelope, you'll find a couple of little teeny tiny sprays, like twigs, in the glimmer paper. So we'll put those down. So yeah, I've got them all labelled. So this one is card number 1. And let me take mine out of my packet. There we go. So that's card number 1, a super easy card focusing on the paper. And I think I've put a strip of scrap. I made sure I didn't forget that this month. I haven't got it on my sample card, but I've put it in for you to put in your card. So that's super simple. So it's just a matter of layering your pieces together. Your DSP, your matching piece onto your card base, and then you've got your die cuts, stamping a sentiment, and then popping our little sprays. We've got a couple of, I've used all, did I use all of the glimmer paper? No, I don't think I did. I just used 2 of the colours, the dark and the light. I'm calling it Secret Sea and Cloud Cover. Yeah, and we just tuck those in underneath. So let's put our sample card. Is it too glary? Before we start, just tell me, is this too glary? Do you want me to put a piece of grid paper down? Because I can. I'll just wait and see what you guys say. Let me grab a piece of grid paper and see if it makes. Oh dear, he started again. Grab a piece of grid paper. It's fine, Leslie says. Okay. I'll just grab a piece of grid paper and see if it makes any difference at all. But if it's fine without, then we'll go without. Is that better? I don't think it makes much difference, does it? No, I don't think it does. So let's go without. All is okay. Okay. Except for our compressor man next door. Oh. Okay, let's get started. So I'll make sure I'll keep my sample card in view. Okay, and you've got all your little bits and pieces. You will also have a white piece of cardstock, and I'm pretty sure in the card packs I've written insert on it in pencil. So that's going to go inside. Okay. Alright, so this is our cloud cover base, and we're just going to fold it over and score it down with our bone folder. Mine's got a little bit of a, oh, it's gone now. That's that. And then we've got our 2 dies, our matting pieces, our Secret C, and our piece of DSP. So we're just going to attach those together. Now I am going to bring in my silicone mat because I think that's good to use, and you can use your glue or your seal, whichever is your preference. I tend to jump between the two. So we're just going to put adhesive on the back of our DSP and attach it to our Secret C panel. And those crafting along, please tell me if I'm going too fast or too slow. I don't want to, or if you're going to just make the cards later. And then we're going to put glue on or adhesive on the back of our matting piece and put it onto our card base. Super simple. Now I try to keep these cards relatively easy because I can't send out stamped images. So I have to work with dies and designer series paper to so that you just have your own sentiments and then you can stamp them yourself. Now this piece is Misty Moonlight and it's going to go down flat. This piece is Cloud Cover and that's the one we're going to stamp a sentiment on. So I shall grab, so I'll show you this suite, some of the suite. This is the stamp set, the dies, and this is the embossing folder. Really nice. So that's the focus of today's class. Let me just put those back in there. I just need the stamp set. So if you don't have this stamp set, that's okay. You can just grab a sentiment of your choice that you might have in your craft collection and use that. I'm going to do the Peace on Earth because we all know we do need peace on earth. And what did I put? Things on top of my ink pad. And I'm just going to open up my Secret C. So if you don't have Secret C, as I said, Misty Moonlight or Night of Navy would work as well. And I'm just going to stamp my sentiment in the middle. Make sure my head doesn't come in. I think I've got my camera set up so my head doesn't come in, which is good. You don't need to see my noggin. I'm going to clean that off. And close this up because that would be not good. Okay, so this is going to go on this panel with dimensionals. And I'm just going to put them in the middle because we're going to tuck in these little, I don't know if you can see them. Can you see them? The sparkly bits. We're going to tuck them in underneath. So I'm going to put my dimensionals in the middle so that we've got room for tucking. Does that make sense? And we need the pick tool to get the backings off. It's so quiet when he stops. And I'm going to just pop that there. Okay, now I'm not going to put it on. Actually, I am. I tell a lie. I tell a lie. Okay, let's bring these in and just work out what we're going to do. We're going to need glue dots. So if you've got your glue dots handy, that would be awesome. And let me just see. Okay. Have I got blue or what have I got? There we go. Now, I've given you two of the big ones because I thought you can just cut them down to whatever you want. And I've just put one at the top and one at the bottom. If you think they're too long, cut them down. If you're happy with them, I'm just sort of positioning mine. And then there's these little ones. And that just goes in on top. If you think these ones are too long, you can certainly cut them down. I think I've cut them down on this sample card, but you know what? I think I might just go with it. Okay, so that's how we're going to do that, and that seems to be working. So I am going to put my label onto my card. Now, the glimmery bits aren't going in underneath this. They're tucking in between the two banner dies. Hi, Sheila. Okay, so we'll just pop that down. Heads up, Sheila, this is a class of 5 cards, so you probably will be here for an hour and a half. So if you don't want to be here that long, that's perfectly fine. So pop that on. Now this is where we need our glue dots. Now, as I said, if you think that's too long, you can certainly cut it down. And I think I might actually, I'm rethinking that. I might just cut a little bit off it. Just cut a little bit because you don't, if you cut too much, you can't put it back on. And I'm just going to attach a glue dot to the back of it and tuck it in underneath. And because we've put our dimensionals in the middle, it will be fine. It won't have, you know, you've got space to tuck it in, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to shorten that one a little bit as well. And pop a glue dot on the bottom. I just go with the bottom to start with, and if I want to secure it further at the top, I can. And just carefully lift that up and tuck it in. Now, if you're wanting to put another glue dot underneath here because you don't like things flapping around in the breeze, that's okay. Just get a glue dot and sort of roll it over into half, and you can just position it underneath one of the top leaves, and that will just secure it down a bit. And look, I've got another little one here sticking on. How are we going? Is everyone following along okay that's crafting with me? I'm going to pop that one there and then just sidle up to that. You're trying out the gingerbread man card while you watch. Good girl. Crafting and watching. I do that. I often am crafting and I'll watch somebody on YouTube. Now I'm going to pick up the little tiny leaves, and once again I'm going to get a glue dot onto the very end and just tuck it in as well. And I don't think you need to secure the top of that because it's only little. Oops, stuck to my thumb. Okay, now in your card packs, if you're crafting along, I put all your embellishments into a little bag. I thought, how am I going to do this? And I thought that was the easiest way. So you would have a little bag with, you're going good. That's good, Elizabeth. Pleased to hear it. I'm going to have a sip of tea. I thought it was easier than trying to poke them inside each card. I thought I'll put them all in a little bag. So you will have a secret sea, a cloud cover, and a white one. No, what have we got? No, I think I did the misty. Oh, there's 4 colors. You'll have misty, moonlight, cloud cover, and white, and you should have 2 large ones and 2 of the smaller ones in each color. So let's do that. And I just put them on in a group of 3 on near the sprigs. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. Is that Misty Moonlight, or is that... I think I've given you Secret Sea actually, and I've just put Misty Moonlight on my card, so that will work. I couldn't tell, I don't know, I couldn't see properly. And we're going to have 1 cloud cover, but if you want to put your flowers somewhere else, or if you only want to put 3 on, that's perfectly fine. And a couple of white ones. I just did 2 groups of 3, but if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. And that's our card. Oh no, we've got to finish the inside. I'll pop my flowers back away. And as I said, you'll have an insert, which I can't pick up. And you can just get a rubber and rub my pencil insert written out. Written on it, and you should have a strip. Now I think this is 1.5 centimeters. It is 1.5 centimeters by 14.4, and it'll just go along the bottom of your card. I'm going to try my tape. I'm getting better with my tape. I shouldn't say that because I'll come unstuck then. Haha, no pun intended. There we go. And then I shall... She said, see, I told you I shouldn't have said it. Excuse me. Oh, look. Now it doesn't want to play nice. And that will go inside. Now, if you're going to stamp a sentiment on the inside, you certainly can. I'll leave that up to you because you know what sentiments. Hi, Felicity from New Zealand. Oh, yes, I noticed. I watched Linda last night and she had all these ats in front of people's names. I don't know what that's doing. I use a different streaming platform to Linda, so whether that's got something to do with it. Oh, Felicity, you're New Zealand too. So do you know Sheila? Because Sheila's New Zealand. If you don't know Sheila, follow Sheila's Facebook page and you will see her cards. She's been posting a few things. And I'm going to copy one of her cards with the Nutcracker kit collection. So that's card number 1. Now, because there's no images in this stamp set, I normally like to stamp an image of something on my envelope, but because there's no images in this stamp set, I shall leave it up to you, or you can quite often, what I've been doing is putting a sentiment on my envelope, and that sentiment comes from, I've got it here, or have I put it away? I'll grab it because I'm going to need it. Let me grab it. It's traditional labels. Oh, I must have got it out of the box and then used it for something and then put it away. You're both in Christchurch. You'll have to meet up. Yeah, so this is another really good sentiment set, which is pretty much specifically Christmas. You can use it for other things. The Just For You doesn't have to be Christmas. Sending wishes, you can use it, you know. Sending love and joy doesn't have to be Christmas. But yeah, I've been doing that with some of my envelopes. So you could do that if you want. If not, you can find an image. There is a scrapbooking stamp set that goes with this set. I don't have it. And it's got a beautiful dove. This is it, I think. Is it? Where's this? Where is the... Of course, it won't be in here. Well, it won't be where I first open it up at. Where are the scrapbooking things? Anyway, here we go. This one, Peaceful Days. If you wanted to get something that matched, because this is the paper, there's a beautiful dove and there's this beautiful swirl that could go as an image to match this sweet collection. I don't have that stamp set. I've thought about it, but I haven't got it as yet. So that's the first card done. How are we going, ladies? Are we all up to the same place? There we go. Look, you're organising a catch-up. Watching me in Australia, and you both live in Christchurch, organising a catch-up. You've got that stamp set, Leslie, with the dove? Oh, well, you'll be able to decorate your envelope or decorate the inside of your card. How lovely. So that's card number 1 done. Are we ready to move on to card number 2? Just let me know. I'll get mine ready, and I won't move forward until you say that people are ready. This card number 2, your card will be labelled with number 2. I love my little post-it notes. They're my little saviours. This one's super easy as well. Okay, so this is card number 2. Elizabeth's ready. And you should have another white piece that will have in pencil insert written on it. And this one is Secret Sea card base. Just yell at me if I'm going too fast. Secret Sea card base. This is cloud cover, and this has been embossed with the beautiful embossing folder. It's not the two-tone cardstock. I could have done that two-tone cardstock and we could have sanded, but you know, sometimes I don't like doing that on some cards. I just like the beautiful embossed image. So we're just going to mat that down. And look, this is so easy, this card. It's so easy. I didn't even put any bling on this card because I just didn't think it needed it. I've die cut one of the banners from the dies. The larger banner. It fits right in that nook on the embossing folder. You've never thought of decorating your envelopes, Marilyn? Oh, you know what? I went to a Stampin' Up convention very early in the piece when I joined. I've been with Stampin' Up 17 years now, and very early in the piece I went to one of their conventions, and Shelley Gardner did a demonstration, and she said in that demonstration, you cannot send a card in a naked envelope. You must decorate your envelopes. And you know what? Ever since then, I've never sent what's called a naked envelope because I thought, oh, I can't send a naked envelope. But yeah, I just normally stamp something on envelopes. I'll just grab one out of my drawer here. If I can get it quickly, which I can't because I'm leaning over my chair and I'll probably fall off my chair and onto the floor, and that would be embarrassing. I've often put the flap of an envelope in an embossing folder and just wound it through and then like to the crease, to the fold, and then wound it back so that the flap is embossed from an embossing folder. And the other thing you can also do is put some designer series paper on your flap of your embossing of your envelope. The only trouble you get in with that is if you've got a pack of 6x6 paper, because the flap is actually just under 6.5 inches. So if you're decorating the flap of your envelope, it's better to have 12x12 designer series paper because the 6x6 is just a touch short. So there are a couple of little tips for decorating your envelopes. Use an embossing folder. Put the embossing folder up to the crease of your envelope and just wind it in and then wind it out. And designer series paper, or stamp an image on it. There you go. Little tip and trick. So that's the banner I used to cut out the designer series paper, and I just made sure I got a couple of doves that are sort of in flight and 2 doves that so they're partially cut off, but it's like they're flying off, and these 2 doves ready to fly away. So I did that like on purpose. I positioned it on purpose. And you know what? Mine's got a little nick out of the bottom, but I didn't think that mattered because I'm going to cover it up. So I gave myself the one with the nick out of the bottom, and gave you guys the full-fledged one. Okay, so just put some adhesive on the back of your pretty die cut. Hi, Jenna Marie. You're late. You're not that late. And this one's going to go for about an hour and a half, Jenna Marie, because we're making 5 cards. This is my online card class for October. And I'm just going to make sure I didn't get that straight. Make sure you get yours straight, not like me. And then that's going to go onto our card base. I'm going to use my glue because I'm better with my glue. Straight onto our card base. Super simple, super easy. It's just using our products to make super easy cards, really, isn't it? Okay. I'm not sure I'm happy with my seal. I might just put that to one side. Okay, so you've got a banner from, I've got gum on my hands. The Textured Notes dies. This long skinny banner. I love these dies. Use them all the time. And you've also got a banner from the Stylish Shape dies. Another pack of dies that I use. You don't think you've ever been in my card class? Well, it's open to watch. Anyone can watch. If you want to participate, though, I can only send not stamped images. I can only send my card kits to people in Australia, as far as I'm aware. So if you're not in Australia, and I think you are, yeah, it's $35 and we make 5 cards and you get all the makings for the 5 cards plus envelopes, and I just send them out a week before the class and then you can craft along. So we've got 2 banners here, Stylish Shape die, Textured Notes die. How easy is this card? And we're just going to grab another block and another stamp, but the stamp I'm going to use is from the Traditional Labels. Oh, poo. Are you Boston? I've got a terrible memory. I can't remember. Traditional Labels. I'm going to use 'Tis the Season because I really like that stamp. It's just a nice one. Says everything. Ah, good. My memory's not as bad as I thought it was. I'm so glad my memory's not quite as bad. I mean, you can watch and you could really be able to do the cards. If you've got the product, you'd be able to do the cards. Okay, so we're using Secret Sea ink, but if you don't have... Now I've lost my banner. Where did my banner go? Oh, here they are. If you don't have Secret Sea ink, you can use Night of Navy or Misty Moonlight or even Black Memento. So I'll just move that down. I'm just going to stamp 'Tis the Season on it because it's such a good fit. And hopefully I got it centered. Yeah, pretty good. Close that up. But yeah, you could easily copy the cards. I have no claim to the design, so you could easily copy the cards. And can you just see what I did here? Can you see what I did? I had put Peace, Love and Joy from Peaceful Garden, but I just changed it to 'Tis the Season. What was I thinking? This was the one I should have been using. Not to worry. Oh well. This looks good too. But Peace, Love and Joy is better because of the doves. Oh dear, what a klutz I am. Oh my goodness me. I'm just going to put a little bit of tape on the back, and we're going to attach it to our stylish shape banner, because I'm just going to make sure it's hanging over equally on either end. So I'm just putting it in the center and making sure either end's got the same amount hanging off. And that's going to go on dimensionals. And it should say Peace, Love and Joy. True. When you stuff up. And I'm going to just put 3 dimensionals on the back of our little banner. Oopsie. I just nearly threw my laptop off its stand, but I didn't do it. And I'm just going to pop that over the bottom here. I still think it looks alright, but Peace, Love and Joy sort of is symbolic with the doves. Oh well. I guess it'll be whatever sentiment you guys have if you don't have the Peace on Earth, the Peaceful Garden Suite. And then we've got our insert and a little strip of paper. It should be matchy-matchy of that. And we're just going to put it down the side. And will I try my seal again? Yes, let's try. There we go. And just down the side. And if you wanted the other side of your designer series paper, you could certainly use your other side. There we go. And now, I can't seem to pick anything up. He stopped with his compressor next door, so that's a blessing. And that's our insert. And you can stamp a sentiment or your dove if you've got the other stamp set inside and on your envelope. I get globs of glue from the snail seal. So that's card number 2. I didn't put any bling on this one. I thought the embossing folder did all the sort of decoration, but if you have bling that you want to use, is that Secret C, this, or this is Secret C and the card base is Secret C, Jenna Marie? Yes. And this is cloud cover. And we've just used die cut a piece of the paper out. Really easy card, this one. That one, you know. But yeah, you could certainly put embellishments on that if you wanted to. I just felt it didn't need it. But if you want to, you could add rhinestones or pearls or whatever you have on hand. So that's card number 2. How are we going? And it should say Peace, Love and Joy, not 'Tis the Season, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So that's card number 2. Oopsie. Let me know if you're ready for me to continue on. Let me just clean my stamps. I might put some of them away whilst I'm just making sure everyone's ready. Peace on Earth. These are going to need a wash soon because I think I'm using them so much. Okay, this one's card number 3. If you're not quite ready, let me know. I'll just get mine out ready. Now this is a sneaky little... Hi Joan. This is a sneaky little fun fold. Nice and easy one though. So let me grab it out of the pack. So I'll just wait and make sure the girls who are crafting along with me are ready to move on. The new packaging. I'm still undecided about the new packaging. I have a couple from the pre-order. I only have 2 from the pre-order. I'll just show you this while we're getting ready for the third one. These are the dies that match this stamp set, Creative Haven. And I did see an American demonstrator do this. Her name was Sherry somebody. And she inked up her stamps, stamped them over here, and put the flimsier piece of plastic over the top, and the other stronger piece of window sheet, stuck it down with her stamps on it, and that's how she did it. So I have done it, and it is quite good actually. I just got ink in, I smudged my ink. I think I'm going to keep them in their containers, in their sleeves that they're coming in. My storage situation will be the same. These are the, I'm not sure, I'll probably put these on a magnet sheet. I'm not sure yet. I like the fact that you've got the dies on the front, so you do actually know what you've got. I did go round mine with a pen like I used to. So I'm still thinking about it. But I don't know whether I want to keep them together in one packet, especially like these dies, because they could be used for anything, not just this stamp set. So I'm thinking I'll keep them separate. Now I can't find the little slot. There it is. Yeah, this was another little one, banner sayings I got. And I did the same thing. So I attached this down on this side with tear and tape on the window sheet. I inked it up in basic grey, and then I flipped this over and pressed it down. Ah, my magnetic sheets. All right, I'll tell you that in a minute, Leslie. And then I peeled it up, and I've got them a little bit blurry, but it's still, I can still read what these say because this is quite teeny. And then I put the lighter weight window sheet that comes with the stamps over the top with the tear and tape. So when you're stamping, you can just put this face down once you're finished, and then, hang on, let me do that better. I didn't do that very well. And then just fold this back over, press it, and it goes back over there. So I thought that was quite good. My magnet sheets, Leslie, I've just got to get this straight. I haven't got it lying down flat. There we go. My magnet sheets used to be, where are they? Well, I've got one in here. No, I haven't. I've got one here. I used to buy these little envelopes off Amazon, and they came with the magnet sheet, and they were just the perfect size for our old dies, and I used to just slip them straight in, and then they would just slip straight into our old style of stamp case. And so they were all together, dies and stamps. So I did really like this, but you know, we have to embrace change. So that's what I'm doing with the new style of stamps. I'm going to stamp, I'm going to attach them with the tear and tape, ink them up with the black basic grey, and then press it down, open it back up, put the lighter window sheet on top. I think that's going to do it. Going to work quite well. But storage wise, I think I'm just going to store them, unless the dies, if the dies match the stamp set exactly, then I'll store them together. If, like for that stamp set I've got, the Creative Haven, if the dies could be used for other things, I might keep them separate, like with my stylish shaped dies. Does that help, and does it answer the question? I hope so. Okay, we should be ready now. You saw Sherry do it? Yeah, she was really clever. I got mine a bit blurry, particularly like the sentiment one, but it didn't matter. But yeah, and they will work on my shelving with my current stamps, so I'm not too worried about that. So this is card number 3, and this is a little easel card. Needed a commercial break. Okay, so this is what we're going to do with this one. So this is a little fun fold card, and it's super simple. So what I've done is I have got all your pieces, all your bits and bobs, and I've cut a piece of A4 cardstock in half at 10.5 centimeters. I've scored it at 14.8 or 14.9 centimeters, and done another score at 7.4 centimeters to create the easel. Okay, so we've got our card base sort of looking like so. Okay, all right, so let's have a look. Let's decorate our, put our card base to one side. Let's get our arches. So these are the everyday arches. Another really fantastic set of layering dies. Really good. Must have. Well, I think so. So all I did, we'll put these to one side. All I did was layer our arches together. Oops, hang on. Right, just put that on top of that one, and we're going to do a little bit of blending in the background if you want to. You don't have to. So let's do our layering and put our arches together. Sometimes change can be challenging, but you know, it's when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, it's oh, that's my phone, but I don't know the number, so I'm not, go away. It is just stamps and dies. It's not life-threatening, so I don't know why some people have gotten so bent out of shape over it. Exactly. We will adapt. Now, I don't know if you can see behind. I did a little tiny bit of shading with my blending brush. And where did I put my blending brushes? I've done a little bit of a move around. Now, I have brushes that used to say blues, but it's faded. I don't have one for every colour. I have one for colours like blues, greens, pinks. I'm not even going to re-ink this because I think I'll have enough blue on this brush to do what I want to do. But if you want to re-ink and ink up a blending brush, see, I'm getting quite a nice little, I don't know what blue's on it. It's probably Night of Navy. But it'll work. Okay, so can you see I've just put a little bit of blue there, and then let me see, you will have a very sparkly secret sea dove and a very sparkly cloud cover sprig, and I'm going to put my sprig down first. My dove's going to go on dimensionals. My sprig's going to have a little bit of glue. I didn't do adhesive sheet. I'm sorry. Come on, glue, just a little bit. Come on. Yeah, we will adapt. And it's just stamps and stamp sets and dies. It's not life-threatening. Oh, thank you, Leslie. Okay, I'm just going to pick up my sprig carefully if I can and not throw it everywhere, and put it down on my little blended arch, and just sort of a bit to one side and just hold it down. So I just dabbed a little bit of glue on some of the leaves, not all of the leaves, and that's perfect. And now I'm going to get a couple of dimensionals and take the backs off them. I never think of adhesive sheets until it's too late. Or unless I'm doing a class and I'll have lots of complaints if I don't use adhesive sheets from certain people. Okay, so that's a little arch with our sparkly dove. And I'm going to use my glue. You can see I've gone back to my glue because I just think I should, because it works better for me. Unless I have glue spurtage, and then I've got issues. There we go. Just stuck that. So that's on my arch. That's our arch done. We just need to put the bling on it. But that's our arch done. So I hope you're up with me. And then we're gonna put your little arch with your beautiful bird. Your son's inheritance. I'm sure he'll be very appreciative of that inheritance. Hey, look, we've got to have something to keep us occupied. Just imagine how annoying we'd be to our sons. I'd be annoying to my son if I didn't have my craft. No, not really. But yeah. Okay, so we've got our card base here. So what we're going to do is put this piece of designer series paper on this bottom part of our easel, of our front panel. Can you see which part it's got to go on? I like that. I'm doing a really big clean out. I'm on a mission to purge a lot of stuff and get rid of a lot of stuff. So when it does come to that time, they'll only have my craft stuff to go through. That'll be a big enough challenge for them. I don't know, we collect so much stuff over the years, and it's not a good thing. I just know how much stuff I got from my parents when they downsized. And then downsized to a retirement village, and then my dad passed away, and then mum downsized to assisted living, and then she downsized again to aged care. And like, I've got all her stuff too. I've gotten rid of a lot, but it's just this thing. Nobody wants your stuff. Not to spend my inheritance on my craft. Absolutely. We just accumulate stuff along the way, don't we? And I'm on a bit of a mission to get rid of some of my stuff. So this is cloud cover, and it's just like a piece, a 10 centimeters by 14.4 insert. So we're just going to put that inside our card. Just like a normal card insert. Yeah, I think I'm on this mission because my husband's elderly mother is nobody will want your collections, Leslie. My husband's elderly mother is currently in rehab, and we're not sure if she's going to get back to her house. And she has lived in her house. It's the marital home. The house my husband grew up in. She has lived in that house for 73 years. So you can imagine the clean out that's going to have to happen there. So I'm just sort of thinking, oh, I can't do that to my kids. I can't do that to them. So I'm sort of on this, I don't know. I've gone a bit strange. I'm on this mission to not have that situation. Okay, so we're going to put this piece of white cardstock inside up the top, because this part here is going to have to be our stopper. So we can't write on this lower part of the easel, so that's why this panel is going up the top. That's where we will write to the person, write on it for the person we're giving it to. So put that up the top, and then we've got 2 banners, and let me see, yes, we'll do this next. So these are from the traditional label stamp sets. This is one of my other little packets. just get a skip. I won't get. Well, I guess you're right, Leslie. We're not going to know, are we? When you think about it, it just, yeah, a skip. We're going to have to do a skip for Mark's mother's house. She's 96 and she's lived in this house for 73 years. And she's a hoarder. His father wasn't, but she was. She is. And oh my God. Anyway, so I've used the traditional labels banners. I used this one with a piece of the designer series paper, and I used this one for the white for the sentiment. So let me just slide that back in. I really did like this setup. A skip, Jenna Marie, is like we call them skip bins. I have no idea why we call them skip bins. From my parents, yeah, exactly, Leslie. They're like a big dumpster bin that they put on your front footpath, and you just throw everything in it, you know, and then you ring them and say, like, you fill it up and you ring them and they come and pick it up and they take it to the dump or to the tip. Does that make sense? Large rubbish bin. Yes, that's, yes, see, these ladies have got me. They've got my back. Okay, so I am going to use a sentiment from the traditional labels because I don't think Peace on Earth didn't fit. Yes, so I sort of went rogue and went to the traditional labels sentiments. But this is why you just need sentiments for these classes. You can just pick any sentiments up. They can be retired. They don't have to be current. It's whatever you've got in your stash. And whatever makes your little heart happy. So I'm going to put that one there. I don't like doing it on too big a block. So let me just get this block out. Now some people put merry and bright onto the one block. But I don't have success when I do that. My daughter lived in America for about 3 or 4 years when she was over there dancing. So yeah, she used to say, they call things funny names over here, Mum. Like cotton buds are Q-tips in America. Merry and bright. I hope I got that straight. Yeah, it'll do. And she still actually says trash, because we don't say trash, we say rubbish or garbage. But she still, even though she's been home like 5 years, she'll say, I'm going to put the trash in the bin. And I pick on her. I do pick on her. I go, you're not in America now. Cotton buds, yes, they're Q-tips in America. I don't know why we call them cotton buds, and I don't know why you call them Q-tips, so go figure. Okay, so you've got your sentiment, and we're going to put that flat down onto our banner, and our banner piece is going to have dimensionals on it because it has to pop up so it becomes the stopper for our easel. Okay. Alright, I think that's centered. It'll do. And now we're going to put dimensionals on the back, and I'm going to put probably more than I need because it is going to be a stopper for our easel card. I probably don't need 5, but because it's sort of part of the mechanism, or it's going to help the card stay upright, I am going to put that many on, and I'm just going to pop it down, cotton on a stick to clean. Isn't it funny how every country's got such different things? Okay, so that's the inside of our little easel card, and this is the outside. Okay, so when it lies flat, it will go into your standard envelope. And we just got to put this down. Now, you could put this up on dimensionals if you wanted to. I have done it flat. And what I do is I turn it over like so. I wanted it up a little bit from the bottom of the card panel. I wanted it up. So I'm just sort of putting it here, and then I'm going to put my adhesive. Now you can use glue or seal, whichever you prefer. And then I'm turning it round. I've left my fingers there, so hopefully I haven't got the glue hanging over the back where I don't want it. Let's just push that down and hope for the best. And I'm going to have a look. No, I didn't get any glue on the back. And here I was thinking you were so knowledgeable. Okay, so that's our card. Now you should have your flowers in your little tiny little plastic bag, and you would have a secret sea, a misty moonlight, and a white one. So secret sea, come on, off you come. And you can put them anywhere you like. You don't have to put them in the exact same spot I put them. There. And let's put that one here. And that is our little sneaky fun fold card in our class today. So you've got your stamped sentiment here. It fits into a standard envelope. Where's my envelope gone? I've been putting everything in here and it's disappeared on me. No, it hasn't. Yes, it has. Oh, here it is. See? Fits perfectly because it is just a standard card size. And then they open it up like that. You write up here. There we go. That's card number 3. How are we going for time? 1 hour and 2 minutes. 2 more cards to go. Goodness. I think I'm doing okay. I don't like, taking too long. Thank you. It's just a simple easel card. And Sheila, this is what I'm thinking of doing with your idea for the Nutcracker kit. I'm going to put him on an arch, I think. Did you put him on an arch? I can't remember your card. I have to go back and have a quick look. But I thought that would be really cool. Put him on a bigger arch and make him an easel like that. So that's card number 3. Okay. So we're up to card number 4 and 5. Now let me pull. Yours are all cut ready for you. But I want to show you I'll put 5 over here. I want to show you how you actually do this. This is called a split circle card or a layering circles card. I'm going to put 5 over here. Okay, so you can see we've got circles on 4 and 5. Okay, you didn't put the arches yet. I thought, I couldn't remember. But I just thought, I love my arches. And I thought, oh, I could attach him to an arch and make him, because yours was an easel. So I thought, ooh, I could do that. Might do that for one of my Make It Mondays. How about that? Okay, now, I don't know if any of you have seen a layering circle card or a split circle card. You love making these swirly circles. They're so much fun. They are. Now, just get number 4 out in your kit and your circles will already be cut in half. But I wanted to show you, I didn't cut mine in half. I wanted to show you how it works. You have, I'm going to put them along like so. You need 6 circles when you do these layering circle cards or split circle cards. And you need 3 different sizes. You can do 5, but 3 is easiest. 3 sizes is easy. You can do 4, you can do 5. I find odd numbers work better because you can match them up. Can you see how we've matched the paper up? And I did one that was the same in the middle, so it flowed, and then this one matches this up. And they match here too. So when you cut your 6 circles out, you need the middle one, you need to make the same colour or the same design or whatever. That's just my way of thinking. And so I use the Cloud Club Cover Glimmer paper. The large one and the small one need to be in the same paper, and the small one and the large one need to be in the same paper. And I'll show you why. You get 2 cards. If you do 6 circles, you get 2 cards. So let me just move our cards to one side because I've got to cut mine up, and I did mark them. Let me move them. I did mark them. You need to cut them in half. So I have actually found the center of my circle, and I will cut them. I put a little pencil mark so I can see it. And I'm just going to line it up and cut it in half. Now I will put that there. And I found the center of my glimmer paper. So if you make these cards, you actually make 2 at once because you get enough circles to make 2 cards. And that's, you might as well make 2 cards, is what I think. Okay, that's it. Alright, so that's the first lot. Let me get my second lot of circles. And I've put a halfway mark there, so let me just, and this is, besides the die cutting, this is the fussiest part of layering circle dies or split circle cards. I haven't done it with squares. I suppose you could do it with squares. I don't know whether it would look the same though. I think circles look good. There we go. Okay, so I've cut mine up. I've cut yours, and yours are ready to go, so you don't have to worry. So I'm going to bring my card number 4 in, and I want exactly the top half of the first lot I cut. So I've got my large circle, and I've got my glimmer circle, and I've got my small circle. And on the second lot that I've cut, I've got my large circle, which is the same as the small circle. I've got my glimmer circle, and I've got my small circle, which is the same as my large circle. So it looks like it sort of all matched. Did you say the circles have to match? If so, mine are mixed up. No, they don't have to match, Leslie. Yours should work. You should have a large circle and a small circle in the same paper. In card number 4, have you got that? I hope I didn't muddle them up when I was putting them into the packets. Okay, good. You're with me. All right, no, that's fine. It is a little bit tricky. So, and that's going to go like that. And then for card number 5, which you will already have and probably not opened yet, I'll put this one aside for card number 5. So you can see this large circle matches up with this small circle. The glimmer's the same, and then this large circle at the bottom matches up with the small circle up the top. Got it? Now, what we're going to do is, I'll get the rest of my card out, but we're going to layer our circles together first. So on the top half, separate your circles so you've got a top and bottom. Get them in their order, and then move the bottom out of the way and separate them. And then we're going to, I'm going to use my snail, my contraband snail, because it works, it just flows, it just works. We're going to put our half circles over to the left for the top, Just match it up over to the left and match the bottom. You might need glue dots for your glimmer paper because sometimes adhesive is a bit tricky with glimmer paper. So get your glue dots out and put it on your small circle. So I've just put 3 on the back and put that over to the left as well, lining it up with the side and along the bottom. So the top part of your circle should look like that. And then bring it back to the bottom part of your circle. And we're going to, am I going too fast? We're going to attach the glimmer over to the right hand side of the circle. So the top goes over to the left, the bottom circles go over to the right. And get your glue dots for your small circle to attach to your glimmer. And over to the right, lining it up with the edge and the cut edge. And I will stop there and make sure everybody is up to date. So you should have your top circle and your bottom circle. One goes over, the top goes over to the left, the bottom goes over to the right. And when you line them up, the small circle matches your big circle. You got it, Leslie? Great. Matches your big circle at the back, and your small circle here matches your big circle at the back. Your glimmers don't match up, but your 2 edges match with the same paper. Does that make sense? I hope so. I'll leave mine there, sitting there, so that you can see it. We'll bring the rest of the card in, and you'll have, I thought this embossing folder was perfect. What's it called? The 3D circle embossing folder? Did I get it out? The dotted circles embossing folder. One of those really big ones we've got. I thought this was perfect for the circle cards. It's a really good one. So this is Misty Moonlight card base. So we're just going to score that, reinforce the score. We're just going to lay that onto, I didn't get that very straight. Let me try that again. It was just a bit skew with. Going to lay that onto our card, and we're going to attach our circle and then our dove. So let's do that first. We'll put this on. I'm going to use glue from Perth. Nicole, I'm guilty of that sometimes. If I can't sleep, it's the worst thing to pick up your phone in the middle of the night and watch YouTubes. I try not now. I try not to touch my phone until at least 5 a.m. If I wake up, I think not touching it until 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. and then I'll touch it. Then I might start looking. Okay, so we're just going to attach our, what did we call that? The dotted circle 3D embossing folder to our Misty Moonlight card base. Gosh, I used to use Misty Moonlight all the time, but since we've gotten Secret Sea, it is a good embossing folder of the snowmen and snowballs. See, I don't do snowflakes and snowmen for us for Christmas here in Australia, because Christmas Day is known to be 35 degrees. Now, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Let me see if I can work that out. Fahrenheit. How do you work out what 35 degrees is in Fahrenheit? Let me see. Can I change my weather? Fahrenheit. Alright, so today we've got 70 in Fahrenheit. 70 degrees in Fahrenheit. So what's today in Celsius? 21. So you can imagine what Christmas Day, the snowmen would melt Snowflakes wouldn't exist. So that's just the way I don't, but I just love it, and I thought this is perfect for this circle technique. So bring over your circle, and we are going to put it down flat because I've popped. Did I put it down flat? Let me just double check. Yes, I did, I think. Or did I? I think I did. Oh, now look what I've done. The little dove's lost his head. Come on, out you come. I'm pretty sure I put it down flat. Yeah, I did. It's just not flat. It's not very flat. So, get your adhesive, whether it be glue or seal, and get your top circle, 35 to 95. Okay, thank you, Lorraine. And line it up with your dots, like in the center. I think it's sort of these bigger ones here. And just push it down the top. So you've got glue just on your top, and just hold it there for a minute. You make sandmen. I've never done that. You're 49 Fahrenheit today. Oh, that's quite cold. I don't know what that is in Celsius. Yeah. But it's a beautiful embossing folder. I don't think I'll get rid of this one. I really love it. We do get snow in winter time here in Australia, but not where I live. Down in Canberra and in the snowy mountains in Jindabyne and in Victoria, in the Alps of Victoria, we do get snow. But it's not like all over the country. No, I guess Western Australia doesn't get snow at all. Okay, so now put some adhesive on your bottom half of your circles. And just marry them up. Hopefully we've got them straight. Hopefully I've got them straight, and I'm just going to hold it down. Katoomba does get snow. And Katoomba is where the Blue Sisters, the Blue Mountains are here in New South Wales. What is snowing? Katoomba's about an hour and a half, 2 hours from where I live, I'd say. And if you go there in winter, you take a coat because it can be freezing. Okay, so that's our little circles done. All right, now we are going to, look, I'm going to change my cards around. I can put peace, love and joy on this one, seeing that this one says 'tis the season. So we've got two white little doves. If you want your doves to have eyes, and sometimes it's a good idea because then they can see where they're flying, just grab a marker pen. No, it's not what I want. This one. And just put a little dot for an eye. And they'll see where they're going. So that is there. What time is it in Boston, Jenna Marie? Okay, now I'm going to put peace, love and joy on this one because I can. Because I should. Quick, what time is it? 1:19. One card to go. I don't like going too long. Peace, love and joy. There we go. I've swapped my two cards around. That's not a very long block. Let's get another block out. Okay, and 12. Oh, what are you doing up? Okay, so I'm just going to put this onto our little banner. Peace, love and joy. So you just put whatever sentiment you've got that will fit onto your banner. I'm going to open my window a little bit. He's stopped with his noise next door so I can get a breeze. There we go. Move that over there. Now that's going to go up on dimensionals, and it's just going to cover up our seam of our two halves of our circles. Does that make sense? And just going to put that there. I hope that's not too close to the edge for those dimensionals. Peace, love and joy across. That's just hanging over a little bit and I don't like it, so I'm just going to snip it off. There we go. Just that covers up the seam of your circles. Down. And then our doves are on dimensionals. Let me look. Yes, they're on dimensionals. He needs another one behind his wing. In fact, I'm going to put that over the wing. And so we've discussed what's going to happen to all our craft supplies when we depart the earth. Our children, I'm up to 3. Wow. Our children will get, that's our inheritance that we're leaving them. Why not? And I might put one down here. You girls, you got to get some sleep. Can't believe I'm saying that. I normally don't sleep, but I'm not too bad lately. Okay, so that's it. Now, once again, I didn't put any bling on our card because I thought the embossing folder was sort of a lot. And we've got sparkle paper, so I felt there was no need for bling. If you want to put some embellishments on it, then go right ahead. But I just thought with the sparkly paper and this really detailed embossing folder, there was enough going on. Yeah. I don't think our kids have told us that yet, but that's what's happening. Now, your white piece is your insert, and you can choose whichever side you want to put on the inside of your card, of the designer series paper. You can decide just to decorate up the inside of your card. I'm just using this side because that's one of the pieces of our paper. Yes. For a minute there I thought, have I done it wrong? It's really making a strange noise. That have I got? Maybe I haven't got the container clipped together properly. Maybe. Who knows? Okay, so this is our insert going inside our card, and then we've just got the last card to do, and it's pretty similar. I don't think I put that in very well. I will. So that's our card. I'll bring it down. So one of mine says 'tis the season, and one says peace, love and joy. You've spent it already, Nicole. Absolutely. Okay, let's bring our last card in. Card number 5. Whoops. I'll bring my circles back in. This is card number 5. Last card. Hey, we haven't done too badly. I've got 6 minutes. And then the hour and a half's up. Okay, so let's have a look. So this is just this other, thanks Marilyn. This is just the other half of your circles, but instead of doing them on top of each other, like so, we're going to split them. So let me show you how that works. And you've got one dove, and you've got a basic white, thick basic white card base. Where's my button folder? Here it is. And a piece of Secret C put through, where are we? The So Swirly embossing folder. This is one of these really big ones as well. I just thought that one looks really good, just for a little bit of a change. And that's going to go there, so we can attach that to our card base. You can use whichever side. They both look the same to me. They're both swirly. I know, it's so cute, isn't it? It's sort of really, it's almost like geometrics. Sometimes it can do your brain in, but it's really clever, and it's just a really interesting way of using your dies and doing the circles. Okay, so we've got a piece to decorate inside. I didn't do that on my sample, but I thought let's be nice and give you a piece. We need a pen to give the dove an eye. There we go, he's got his eye so he knows where he's flying. And this is just a little strip that we're going to stamp a long sentiment and then flag the ends. And that's, I've done it really, really long to cover the seam of our circles. So let's get our circles again. Now this time we're going to do the top ones over to the right. So over to the right hand side for the top layer. Am I doing this right? I think I've got mine back to front. Have I? No, I haven't. Have I? Hang on, let me just, I've got mine upside down. I'm thinking, why is mine looking not right? That's, okay, so I've just, doesn't matter, I can put that one down here because it's the metallics. And that one goes here. Okay, so that's right, that's better. No, I didn't, I don't have that velvet paper, Jenna Marie. I'd like it, but you know, there's sort of only so much one can order. Okay, so we've got a large circle glimmer paper over to the right for the top half of this circle. And then we're going to get our glue dots for our bottom part of the circle over to the right. There we go, so that's going to be to the right, and then down the bottom here we're going to put them over to the left. So our glimmer piece goes over to the left, that's correct, and glue dots for our small circle over to the left. And then when you put it on your card, you line up your two glimmer pieces. And if you've got those lined up, then your big circle and little circle match, and your big circle and little circle match. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Nicole, you're funny. You guys are funny. Maybe I'm not happy for my doggy to go without her meals. Okay, so that's how you do it. So let's attach this one first, the top half first. So just put your adhesive, whatever you want to use, and just make sure you got the same distance over here as you're going to have over here. And you can just sort of eyeball that. You can just sort of position them and get it sort of right. And I'm just going to hold that down because it's going down onto an embossed piece of cardstock. Okay, and then this one. And you can do this with, you can do it with designer series paper. You can do your circles with cardstock that's been embossed. You can do it with lots of things. Match up your glimmer ones. And if you match your glimmer ones up, then your other two circles will match as well. And just hold that down. Oh, Lorraine, he can feed himself, really. He can go and find his own food, can't he? That's funny. Okay, there we go. Now, let's see what we can do next. We've got our dove. He's going to go up on dimensionals, but not yet. This is our banner. Now, you've just got to work out how long you're going to need it. I've got some tacky bits down there. So you really need it to sort of come all the way over to here. So just sort of mark so that you know roughly where you're going to stamp. So that's where it's sort of going to finish. And you don't really need to flag this end because your dove is going to cover it up. But if you want to flag it, you can. So let's pull that back in and let's get our peace, love and joy again. Oh, he has sardines, Margaret. That's very posh. Now, I am going to just sort of eyeball the center and hope I got that straight because I wasn't really concentrating. Oh, that's pretty good, considering. It does. The wave pattern is really, really effective. And you can, like on a slimline card, you could do like 5 circles, 5 layering circles. I need those. I'm just putting this back before I forget. Because you've got the room to do 5. Do you know what I mean by that? You've got room to have like another bigger one here and another smaller one here, whereas it could get a bit squishy on a standard size card. Okay, so now we just want to make sure that we're going to cover our seam because you don't want that sort of showing. Ziggy's picky, is he, Lynn? Hello, Lynn. Have you had another inspection or open house? Okay, so I'm going to just flag it. I'm just going to, I think it's too long, but let's just flag it anyway. This is sort of a bit trial and error. And for me, it's more error than trial. I know that will work. Okay, and then I'm going to go past my little pencil mark. Now, that looks like an exception. It had one this afternoon. Oh, what a shame. Well, maybe it's because school's gone back and people are sort of busy again. This has got like a little gummy bit right on the end, and I don't like it. Okay, now this could be too long. So it's just a little bit of trial and error. And it's going to go up in dimensionals, and then our bird's going to come here. So if you don't want these sticking out, you can cut them off. I'm going to cut them off. And nobody's going to know unless you tell them. See? Ta-da! Absolutely. 100% agree with that. Got to have some sort of vice. Okay, so I'm just using the edges of my dimensionals because I want this to really stick quite well, because it's going over the tops of all our circles and we want it to not be problematic. There we go. Yes, we'd all be lost without our craft. Okay, so I'm just putting that on my card over the top of the seam of our circles. A bit of dressmaking comes into it as well. And then we're going to get our little dove. And we're going to put him up on dimensionals. And you know what? I don't think I'll get rid of this this set either, because I really like the doves. I think this will be a keeper. And I'm just going to, and see that if you position your dove well, you don't know that this end's not flagged. And unless you tell someone, they're not going to know. Okay, and then what else? I just put some basic rhinestones in your kits. And if they ever get rid of basic rhinestones, I am going to cry, because they're just good old faithful embellishments. Now, where will I put that? I don't know. I don't really like it there. Oh yeah, let's do it. And this one can come down here near the dove. They're just the best things, the rhinestones. I really love them. And I've got a little piece of paper. Now hopefully I cut it the right length of the card. I did. Hopefully I cut yours the right length too. And you can use whichever side of the designer series paper you like. And I just put it in at the edge of the card. You can, if you want, you can give it a little border. Sometimes that's nice to do. I'm not lining it right up to the base of the card. That one's just hanging over a little fraction, so I'll just trim that off. And there is card number 5. And once again, you could stamp a sentiment inside. You could stamp an image inside. You could do whatever your little heart desires. I'm just clearing the decks so I can get all my cards back in, so I can show you. And how 1 hour 37, quick. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, so there's card number 5. This is card number 4. And there are circle ones. How cool are they? Hang on. How cool are the circle cards? I love the circle cards. This was card number 3. That was our easel card. Oh, hang on. Up too high now. Bring it down. Oh, that's good, Leslie. I hope you enjoyed it. I use the circle dies. I use the stylish shape dies, Jenna Marie. This one. And I'm pretty sure I use the 3 largest. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to double check. And this is card number 2. Super simple. And card number 1. Let's put card number 2 up here and card number 1 down here. So there are all our 5 cards for today's class. I hope you enjoyed that. And here's the die card. Oh, you're in a cast. Oh wow. The circle ones are cool, aren't they, Elizabeth? You just got to remember when you're cutting your 6 circles, if you do 3 circles on the cards, when you're cutting your 6 circles out, a small and a large has to be the same paper, and yeah, and then you swapsies of them around. So let's come back to here. This one. So thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I hope I haven't gone too long. The dimensions are all pretty easy. They're just standard matting pieces and layering dies. There's not anything real complex to them, so you could easily case them. So just go ahead and case and enjoy your craft supplies. Don't leave too much to be the inheritance for our children. Enjoy them while you can. Thank you, everyone. Your favorites are number 3 and 5. So the easel and this one. Oh, you can't see now. Yeah, the easel and the last circle one. Yeah, it's nice. I like all of them. I've got favorites, but I like all of them. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you on Monday for Makeup Monday. Bye for now.